Hey everybody, let's look at this problem. If 15 is increased to 21, the increase is what percent of the original number? Well, when we're dealing with percent problems, it's often helpful to use this thing called the percent proportion, which says the part over the whole is equal to a percent over 100. Now, to better understand this percent proportion, I thought we would look at a more intuitive example. And I think this one would serve the purpose. A pizza is cut into 10 slices. If we give away 30%, how many slices are we giving away? So here's definitely a percent problem. And I think we can do this one in our heads, because if we take 30% of our pizza, 30% of the whole pizza, then we're taking 30% of 10 slices. Well, 30% of 10 would be 3. So we're giving away 3 slices. In this particular problem, I think we could identify what each of these pieces are, part, whole, and percent. And that's probably the best way to approach problems like this, is figuring out what the part, whole, and the percent is. Well, if the percent sign's on a number, then that means that's the percent. So that goes in this position here. And 100 is always in the denominator of the percent part. So it's percent always over 100. And we always take a percent of the whole, 30% of the whole pizza. So whatever comes after the word of is usually the whole. So we know the whole is 10. And the part of the whole that we're giving away is 3. So 3 slices out of 10 is the same as 30% of 100% of the pizza, or 30% of the whole. All right, I don't know if that helped or not, but let's take a look at this problem and with that in mind. Again, 15 is increased to 21. The increase is what percent of the original number? Not only do we need to figure out what these things are, but we need to dissect this a little further before we can even do that. It says that if 15 is increased to 21, the increase, well, what is the increase? We can figure that out, not the percent, but the actual increase. 15 to 21, well, that's an increase of 6. So in other words, 6 is what percent? All right, well, that's the thing that we're looking for. In this case, this is the unknown. So I'm just going to call it P of the original number. Well, we know what the original number was. That was 15. And because it's following the word of, we're taking a percentage of the whole. That tells us that the whole is 15. So let's fill in the blanks here. Percent is what we're looking for. I'm going to call it P. We're taking a percentage of 15, so the whole is 15, and that leaves 6, which has to be the part. You can usually find the part either right before or right after the word is. It's one of those rules of thumb. Can't count on it 100% of the time, but very often you can. So the part is 6, the whole is 15, and the percent is what we're looking for. So now we have to solve this equation, or a proportion. And to solve a proportion, then what we do is we cross multiply. We take this times this, which is 600, and this times this, which is 15p. And we know these things have to equal each other. If these two fractions are equal to each other, then it must be true that the cross products are equal to each other. And so now we just have to solve this for p. So we got 600 is equal to 15p. So divide both sides by 15. So 40 is equal to p. Right, so it's a 40%. It's a 40% increase. From 15 to 21 is a 40% increase. By the way, when you're entering that answer in MyMathLab, you probably don't have to put the percent sign. It'll probably be there for you. But if you're taking a test, your teacher will probably want, I can say will definitely want that percent sign. So I want to make sure you know that you're finding the percent and not some other part of that percent proportion.